Well, welcome back, everyone, once again to Dawn Dalby's Building Wealth and Worth and our Wealth and Wine Wednesday. Tonight, I should be calling this Perrier Wednesday and Wealth, because tonight I'm having a Perrier instead of a glass of wine. However, I'm excited tonight to share with you about living both in freedom and security. So those of you that joined me last week, you knew I was in Minnesota with all my clients. We had a wonderful client event. That's why I wasn't able to join you live. However, tonight I'm back in Scottsdale, Arizona. In fact, it's actually Fountain Hills, Arizona. And I'm sitting here outside of the pool because my wonderful husband is actually working on some technology stuff for me in my office. So he said, go outside and do your episode of Wealth and Wine Wednesday. So here I am. For those of you that don't know, my name is Dawn Dalby. For those of you that are new to the group, I am a CEO of a multi-seven-figure wealth advisory firm, as well as a behavioral and certified financial advisor that helps both executives and entrepreneurs, women-led household. I help them live in their worth and build their wealth. And tonight we are talking about freedom and security. So when I talk about freedom and security, I want to ask you, what does freedom and security mean to you? I want you to just think about it for a minute. What does freedom mean and what does security mean to you? Because I'll tell you this, they are actually very different. To me, freedom means that we actually have the control to live how we want to live. Security, to me, means that I am secure enough with myself in building my own worth and secure enough with my financial wealth to be able to, again, control and do the things that are important to me. However, as an advisor, I've been an advisor, a CFP advisor, for a long time, over 2 decades. And typically, us advisors only preach security, security, security. All right? And so, as an advisor, over the last umpteen years, I've realized, gosh, when I just preach security to my clients, something emotional happens with my clients. They're not able to really feel good about their financial situation. So what happens is I feel like when I preach financial security, you got to save money for tomorrow, a lot of things happen in the mind of my clients. They started to feel guilty about their spending. They feel guilty about living for today. They feel guilty about not getting help to plan for their tomorrow. They feel guilty and embarrassed about the situation that they're in today, thinking they should be better off at this time. They should have a financial plan. They shoulda, coulda, woulda, be doing all these kind of things. And I realized over the last multiple years that, oh my gosh, us advisors, what we're preaching to our clients is not okay, because we are just preaching security. And what we need to do, us advisors out there need to be showing clients how to build both freedom and live with spending freedom today, so we can actually have a life today and not feel guilty or embarrassed about how we live our life today, and also at the same time create that financial security for tomorrow. And we've missed the boat on that. And I think because of advisors not being able to talk freely about freedom and security, that a lot of times people don't want to listen to advisors. They think they can't afford to get advice, or they feel, again, that emotional guilt and embarrassment. But here's the thing. Let me tell you, yes, you can. You can have both. You can have freedom and security if you build both your wealth and your worth at the same time. You can have freedom if you build your worth. And when I say build your worth, it's about a guilt-free relationship with money. It's a fear-free relationship with money. It's the emotional part about building your wealth. And I will tell you something, building your worth has just the same amount of, the same amount of oomph that you need if you really want to build wealth. Okay? If you really want to build wealth, you gotta build your worth up too. Building your worth up is the emotional relationship that you have with money. If you want to build security, that's how you build your wealth. And really what building security is really learning how to maximize the dollar and having a financial plan. That's actually the easy part. You want to build both. So freedom, if you want freedom, spending freedom, you gotta build your worth. If you want financial security, you gotta build your wealth. And the combination allows you to live wealthy. And that's what I'm here to show you, is how to live, not just build, but how to live wealthy. That's building and living wealth. And we do that through building our worth and wealth. So let's talk about this freedom first. So how do we build freedom? How do we build our worth? Well, when we're talking about financial freedom, there's a couple of things that you need to do. You need to first and foremost have a guilt-free relationship. A guilt-free relationship and with money, and spend your money on the things that matter most in your life. Now, what are those things that matter most in your life? Those are what I call and you should know this too if you've listened to me at all in the past, it's spending money on your core values, okay? Core values are things that are so important in your life that you don't ever want to live without, okay? So your core values, you should be able to spend your money guilt-free, embarrassment-free, fear-free on your core values. So you need to know what your core values are. And then you need to have a guilt-free spending relationship with your core values. I'm sorry, it's super hot here. It's, what is it, July in August, or July in Arizona. It's a little warm. So I'm gonna drink these are so good, my lime Perrier. So, okay, so the things that aren't your core values, things that aren't related to your core values, the things that are the most important thing in your life, the 5 top most important things in your life, things that aren't a core value is where you should either be A, negotiating, or B, trying to minimize your expenses there, okay? And it's okay to be frugal in the areas that are not your core values. So for example, what I have found as an advisor is that we all waste money. You do, I do, we all waste money, and we can't live in a world where we're completely waste-free. But what I found is when you take a look at the things that you're spending your money on that aren't tied to your core values, okay? My core values: health, relationships, spirituality, achievement, excitement. You see how I can just ramble that off to you? When you're spending your money on those, on your top 5 core values, guilt-free relationship. But the things that aren't related to my core values, that's when I get frugal. That's when I want to try to negotiate or minimize my expenses. So the 3 top areas that you should also look at in your life that you're spending money on, and you need to spend money on in these areas, but you want to look at to see if you can negotiate or minimize those costs. First and foremost, you should make sure that you are minimizing all of the interest you have on your debt. Okay, we all know the best debt is no debt, but I'm also a realist. I have debt. I live in this house. I have debt on this home. We want to make sure that we are minimizing the debt on all of our interests, whether it's good debt or bad debt, home mortgage, credit cards, medical, debt consolidation loans, student loans, automobile loans, whatever you have debt in, making sure that you are minimizing the interest. And so many people don't realize that you can actually negotiate the debt. You can actually call up your current credit card company or even email them or go on a live chat. And you can have a conversation and see if you can minimize your credit card debt or whatever debt you have. Like literally you don't have to do a 0% balance transfer or anything like that. You can actually call the company yourself. That is a huge opportunity. And here's the thing, as a little side note, like not all of us, but some of you might have heard that there's inflation coming, right? Which means interest rates could be going up in the future. And so now while we are in the biggest interest, or not the biggest, I should say the lowest, let me phrase it like this, the lowest interest rate environment I've seen in my entire career, let alone my entire life. Now's the time to take advantage of those low interest rates. Negotiate, negotiate, negotiate. Number 2 is you also want to look at your insurance premiums. We all need insurance to live. Some of us need life insurance. We all need disability insurance if we have incomes. We need insurance on our homes. We need medical insurance. We need insurance. However, I have found throughout my entire career is that so many of us waste money on premiums. So we're sold insurance that's not really good for us, or we're sold the right type of a policy. Or you can just, like, as simple as this sounds, is you could go, if you own a home or you have a car, like, go to your home and auto insurance carrier and ask them, like, tell them you're doing a competitive quote and try to get a better discount on your premiums. And I'll tell you, I have clients do this all the time, and more so than not, clients are able to lower their premiums and keep the same benefit. All right, huge opportunity to save money on those things that are the non-core values. You know what else is probably a non-core value to you? Are your taxes. We all have to pay taxes, right? If we were earning an income or living in America, we gotta pay income taxes or taxes on our investments. And people, I gotta tell you, people miss the boat on a regular basis on how to minimize both their income taxes and their taxes on their investments. You gotta play this game, because taxes are likely most likely your largest expense for you. And what are you doing to minimize your taxes and maximize your wealth? Okay, so you have to look at those three areas. Negotiate any debt interest, your insurance premiums, I don't care what insurance you hold, and finally, your taxes. If you look at either negotiating or minimizing those three expenses, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna find freed up money that you are wasting on that you don't even realize. You're gonna be able to free up money and actually take that money that you are not even missing today, and you're actually going to turn that into your future and your security for tomorrow. That's how you create. How do you create security? Okay, well, I just told you how to create freedom, but how do you create security? You create security by taking this wasted money and freeing up your non-core values and applying that money towards your future. And that's how we create financial security. So with that said, I always preach, people, like, we should be saving like 15% of our gross income to be able to create the financial security. But I'm here to tell you this, if you can't afford 15%, like, literally try to afford anything. Do one of these exercises I'm talking about. Find 1% of your gross income, 5% of your gross income, or if you can do 15, my best clients save up to 30% of their gross income and have put it away for the last 20 plus years. If you can only find 1% or 5%, figure out what that number is. Where are you wasting your money on the non-core values, and apply that to create some security for you tomorrow, okay? Because here's the magical thing, is that when you save earlier in life, you actually have to save less. So the longer you wait to save for your future, the more you have to put away. So if I'm the maximizer of wealth here, right? I'm the money maximizer and the money motivator. And what I tell people is, if you want to maximize your wealth, save earlier and you'll save less. And you will actually have more in the future by saving less. If time is on your side, if you are in your 20s, 30s, or even 40s, or in your early 50s, time is on your side to save less to have more in the future, okay? So with that said, these are the ways that you can these are the ways you can build both your wealth and your worth combined by creating what I've called tonight is financial freedom and spending freedom and financial security for tomorrow. Because here's the thing, ladies, and even if there's any guys that are watching, more power to you. We don't discriminate here. But life is too important. Our life here on earth is so vitally important. Living every day is so important. And your life matters. And what you spend your money on matters. And to not waste money matters, because we can apply that money for you to live with freedom and security. So your life matters too much for you not to just build wealth, but to live wealthy. So here's my conclusion or my call to action for you tonight. If you haven't gone to my website, it went live like a week and a half ago. I want you to go to dawndelby.com. I want you to go to the page that says Wealth Style. I want you to take the free core values exercise. Find out what your top 5 core values are and figure out really how you should be spending guilt-free, fear-free on those core values. How do you, and then what I also want you to do is after you've taken that core value exercise, not just know what your core values are, but live them and spend on them and do that guilt-free and fear-free. And then I want you to do this. My other call to action to you for tonight is this. What's the one place where you can save money? Is it on your debt? The interest you're paying on your debt? Is it that credit card interest, the medical debt you have? Is it your auto car debt? Where can you negotiate? Is it on your debt interest? Is it on your insurance premiums? Or can you try to minimize what you're paying in taxes? Okay, those two things. We want to spend on our core values and we want to minimize in one of those 3 areas. Because I want you to, here's the thing. Again, I'm going to say we all waste money, and figuring out how to tighten up, I hate the word budget, but how to tighten up our non-core value spending so we can live free today and secure our tomorrow. It's about building wealth, but most importantly, it's about living wealthy. All right, enjoy the rest of your week. Whatever you're drinking, cheers to you. Take my advice because I will help you live a life of worth and wealth and live wealthy. We'll see you next week.